I hope you're having a great night today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us for today's webinar. I'll be your host. I am Andre from Kanata. I'm one of the education counselors. We are joined today by two of our representatives from our partner colleges, namely Fanshawe and Sioux College. So for Fanshawe, we will be joined by Miss Ina. And for Sue, we will be joined by Miss Fairlane. And we also have another counselor from Kanata, Christian Roy Cruz. So if you could open your cameras and say hi to the audience. Hi, Miss Ina.
Hello, good evening.
Okay.
Good evening,
I
guys.
think Miss Fair is not connected yet. Okay, there we go. I think he just connected. Okay, Miss Fair, are you there?
Yes. Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Okay, so a brief overview of the events today. So they will be both doing their presentations for their respective schools, and then it will be followed up by a presentation from Kanata. Okay, so to start, we will start with Sioux College. So Miss Fair, you can start your presentation whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me just pull that up. Okay, to our participants, thank you for having us and thank you for your time this evening. To Kanata, thank you for having me once again. So I hope I'll be there again in your future webinars. All right, so before I talk about the college, our programs, let me just share with you a little bit about the community where you're going to. Maybe some of you have not heard about Sioux, but let me just share a little bit about the community. So once again, I'm Fairlane. I'm the regional manager of Sioux College for Southeast Asia. And you heard that right. We call this Sioux. This is French word for jump, relating to the jumping rapids of Sault Ste. Marie or the St. Mary's River. So as you can see, Sioux is located in the biggest freshwater lake in the world, Lake Superior. So it's bordering the United States, specifically the state of Michigan and its neighboring Thunder Bay, right? So to cross the border going to Michigan, it will just take you around 5 to 10 minutes by driving. But if you're coming from Detroit, the capital of Michigan, it will take you around 5 hours by driving. And if you're coming from the Philippines, you need to make sure that you land in Toronto Pearson International Airport. From there, you can take an hour flight going to Sault Ste. Marie International Airport. You can ride the bus naman, but it will take you 7 to 8 hours. Anyway, we have 2 flights in a day, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. So more about the community. It's a designated international safe community by the World Health Organization and Parachute Canada. It's the 3rd largest city in Northern Ontario with around 75,000 population. Also on the top 10 friendliest Canadian cities by Expedia last 2018. Also one of the top 52 places to visit in the world by the New York Times last 2019. So there's a lot to see in Sault Ste. Marie. And if you're going with your family, definitely you will have more time with them, more quality time, because Sault Ste. Marie is second in Ontario when it comes to shortest distance from home to work. So one of the most important factors to consider moving to Canada, employment. Sault has a lower unemployment rate as compared to Ontario or the rest of Canada. So pretty much you will find a lot of industries in our community. And speaking of the industries, these are the ones that will hire the most, okay? And if you don't see your industries here, it doesn't mean that it's not there, okay? We have almost all of
I think Miss Fair cut off. Apologies for the technical issues. We'll try to get her back here. One moment. Okay, apologies for that. Miss Fair is having some issues with her device. So we will be transitioning into the next presenter, Miss Ina. Are you ready to present your screen?
Yes. So give me just 1 second.
Okay,
All right. Can you guys see my screen already?
yes, we can see it.
Okay, so perfect. Hi again. My name is Ina. Sorry to cut there, but I'm the International Education Advisor of Fanshawe College. So let me introduce to you Fanshawe College. Actually, the schools that are being represented today is actually from the north and southern portion of the province of Ontario. So first things first, let me introduce to you Fanshawe College. So Fanshawe is located in London, Ontario. So London is 2 hours away from Toronto Airport and also Greater Toronto area. It's one of the largest cities in the province, and we are also an administrative city, so we pretty much cover majority of the industries um, within the southern and western part of Ontario. You can see it basically in the programs that we offer. That's why we have many programs, and that will actually translate to the demand of manpower and jobs coming from these industries that is waiting for our international students. In terms of our student population, we have 22,000 full-time students and 7,500 of them are international, representing 104 different countries. So since 2020, Philippines is the second biggest market or country in the international student population of Fanshawe. So you will meet a lot of Filipinos already in London or in Fanshawe College, and many of them are actually from Kanata Education. So they have been sending students for a few years now, and we're happy to say that we're one of the top schools where students are going for their studies in Canada that is outside Greater Toronto area. In terms of how we deliver our programs, we do practice experiential learning. So this is very different from what you are accustomed to here in the Philippines. Now we are very swamped with, let's say, exams or lectures. Every day may lectures. It's very different in Canada, specifically in Fanshawe, because we give focus on hands-on learning or experiential learning. So many of your hours spent in your studies every week will be dedicated to time in the laboratories, or you will have a lot of group exercises, case studies that you're going to have within your programs. Also, meron pa rin mga lectures and meron pa rin tayo mga exams within some programs. And we're also informing everyone, since I understand that ang target nyo is 2023 intake. So since fall 2022, our programs in Fanshawe College are delivered face-to-face. So you really have to be in Canada to start your program. So we hope that you'll arrive in Canada, get your study permit 1 month before the start of the program. Also, in terms of experiential learning, if you have heard or have seen in social media or in your research about studying in Canada, yung mga placement and co-op opportunities, we have that as well in Fanshawe College. So we have short-term placements, we have 4 months to 8 months co-op or paid internship. We also have several opportunities for you, such as mentorship, capstone project, case studies analysis, and also portfolio development that will help you to look for jobs after graduation. So in terms of the campuses that we have, so yes, we are located in London City. We have several campuses catering to different programs. So majority of the programs that we offer to international students are actually located in the main campus. We also have the Center of Applied Transportation Technology, which is for science, engineering, and transportation program students. We also have aviation programs that is offered in the Aviation Center, which is right beside London International Airport. If you're looking into media, design, culinary, tourism, and hospitality, we have the downtown campus. So dalawang building yan. One is for digital and performing arts, and then the other building is the School of Trade and Hospitality. The last campus that we have in London is in the South Campus. And this South Campus is for graduate certificate programs in business. So we have very few programs offered here because relatively the South Campus is smaller compared to the other campuses. Pero okay lang if the program that you're studying is in aviation or in South because you still have access to the amenities and facilities that we have in the main campus should you wish to visit there and use those facilities. Outside London City, we have regional campuses in St. Thomas, Woodstock, and Simcoe, and we also have our Toronto campus that we've opened for fall 2022 in partnership with ILAC. So let's say if you have a family member in St. Thomas, Woodstock, Simcoe, and Toronto campus, and your relatives or friends are willing to sponsor you for accommodation or your stay in Canada, and the program that you wish to study are offered in is offered in these campuses, then of course you can apply to these campuses. But if you're like many of the other international students who are going to Canada, na talagang new adventures sila, restart yung life nila without anyone else helping them, London City is a great place for you to stay and study your program. In terms of the programs that we offer, like I said, we have a variety of programs offered with across 17 areas of study. And these areas of studies are actually related to the industries that are present within South or Western Ontario that London City is actually catering to. So we have many students from the Philippines who are studying that a program related to their education and work experience. That's why we have in business, community studies in education, ito yung early childhood, DSW, social service, additions in mental health, construction, culinary, health, information technology, media, nursing, science and engineering, tourism and hospitality, and also transportation. Aside from the variety of programs that we offer, we also have different credentials that you can complete in Fanshawe. So we have 4-year degree programs, we have 1-year post-secondary certificate, 2-year diploma, 3-year advanced diploma, and if you already have a degree and you have a good number of work experience on the same field, you might want to consider our graduate certificate programs that are normally 1 year to 2 years. So all of the programs that we offer in Fanshawe College to international students are eligible for post-graduation work permit or PGWP. Even our preparatory courses, lalong-lalo na yung mga applicants from the old curriculum. So if you're grade 10 or you have not finished at least 2 years in college, you can still be accepted in Fanshawe. And there's a requirement for you to study general arts. And that's a 1-year program before you can study a post-secondary. So the preparatory courses, like I said, like general arts and science, and other preparatory courses like pre-health, pre-media, pre-technology, they are all eligible for a post-graduation work permit, which means all of your investments towards your education in Fanshawe will not be put to waste because malaki talaga yung importance ng PGWP for international students. In terms of the student services that we provide, so I understand that London City is 2 hours away by highway. So we provide an arrival service for our students. So this is given to students 30 days before the start of intake. And this is a free transportation for you from Toronto Airport to London, or if you're studying a program in our regional campuses, then we can provide you a transportation dun sa accommodation mo in that community. Also, if you wish to stay in a hotel to look for accommodation or hinihintay mo pa yung paglipat mo dun sa permanent accommodation mo after arriving, you can stay in our partner hotels in London City, and you can get a discounted rate as a Fanshawe student. Also, we have the Learning Center. Should you wish to have, if you have any questions about your study permit, your status as a student, if you need someone to talk to, or if you need to add a second program, you can also reach out to any of the staff in the International Center. For any academic assistance, you can reach out to the Learning Center. Also, in your programs, meron kayong mga program coordinators and academic advisors, which you can talk to, especially if you think that you're not really doing well in a specific subject. So please don't hesitate to reach out to them because ayaw natin na mag-fail kayo sa classes ninyo because of course that will you might need to retake that class and that also might affect your study permit. So please don't hesitate to reach out should you wish to consult with anyone from the International Center or the Learning Center. And if you're doing well academically, you can apply for scholarships and bursaries. We don't have entry scholarship as of the moment, but once if you finish your first semester in Fanshawe, you can apply to any of our scholarships that would range from 500 to 2,000 Canadian dollars. So these are merit based. So I hope you target to get a really good grade and apply for a scholarship if there's an opportunity. And the last student service that I would like to highlight today is our Career and Employment Service Center. So this is your one-stop access to everything that you need to know about job readiness and employment in Canada. So if you're still a student, I would normally tell you during pre-departure na please participate dun sa mga ng Career and Employment Service Center. Like for example, yung mga career fairs. Even if you're still a first year student, please check it out because at least you will have a sense kung ano yung mga companies that you can you can work after graduation and ano yung mga hinahanap nila for a typical applicant. So at least pwede mo pang you can prepare for it while you're studying and you'll be job ready by the time you finish your program. In terms of your tuition fee and living expenses, so program tuition and fees can range from 16 to 18,000 Canadian dollars, and that is for 1 year or 2 levels or semester. If you are an international student, the first payment that you have to settle after issuance of LOA or letter of acceptance is the deposit of 2,300 Canadian dollars. The balance of your first semester tuition fee is actually required to be settled before the start of the program. So normally, ang tuition fee deadline nyo ng first sem or yung balance is 2 to 3 months before the start of class. Your tuition fee is inclusive of bus pass, and this is very important, especially if you are a newcomer in Canada. Since wala pa naman tayong kotse pagdating natin sa Canada, talagang magko-commute tayo. So average commute time in London City is 22 minutes, and the major means of transportation is bus. So for the bus, you have your bus pass included in your tuition fee. So that will actually save you a lot of money because yung bus pass na ito, you can use it 24/7 even on holidays and weekends. And it's not just limited to the bus routes going to the campus. So you can use it anywhere in London City. Also, your tuition fee is inclusive of medical insurance. So this is a must for international students to have insurance. So ours is very much comprehensive, and you have to be covered even if you are taking your summer break or your winter break. For books and other expenses, it's normally around 500 to 2,000 Canadian dollars. And again, it will depend on your program, and as well, hindi siya kasama dun sa tuition fee that you have paid for. So this is additional. Accommodation, specifically off-campus housing, can range from 6,000 to 8,000 Canadian dollars. And the good thing about the accommodation and living expenses for both London City and also dun sa area or community Misu College, because we are far from Greater Toronto area. So you can expect that the living expenses, especially accommodation, is relatively cheaper if you will compare it to, let's say, accommodation in Greater Toronto area or in downtown Toronto. That's actually one of the reasons why many students If wala silang family members who can sponsor them for accommodation, would usually go to colleges outside GTA because relatively it's more practical for them. So accommodation is again around 6,000 to 8,000 Canadian dollars. If you wish to start your studies at Fanshawe College, we have three main intakes. So right now, we're currently accepting applications for all 2023 intakes. So we are accepting winter, summer, and fall 2023. So we don't have a deadline of application. As long as the program is open and you can apply for a study permit and get it time before the start of the program, of course, we can issue your LOA. And first come, first served in seats for many programs. For winter 2023, we have very few programs na close na. But you can always check with Kanata because they are updated dun sa mga program status if they're still open or not. So this is our intakes. And for application requirements, these are the minimum requirements that we need. If you're going to apply for a post-secondary program, you have to submit both high school and college transcripts and diplomas. If you're applying for a graduate certificate, no need for high school because the minimum requirement is a degree in college. So you just have to submit your college transcript and diploma in your application. Also, we are not requiring IELTS or any English test or certificate of medium of instruction MOI for Filipinos, except if you're going to apply for pharmacy technician and occupational therapy. So these two programs, you have to submit IELTS academic and meet the band score and overall score as stated for these programs so that you can be admitted. But other health sciences program like gerontology, healthcare admin, practical nursing, dental assisting, you don't need to submit IELTS or any English certification. So just these two, then you're good to go. So some programs might have additional requirements such as portfolio or certificates, but don't worry because if you're going to apply through Kanata, they will inform you about those documents that you have to submit so that we can issue the letter of acceptance. So that's the end of my presentation. If you know more about if you want to know more about Fanshawe College, feel free to check out our website and also our social media pages. If you have questions, feel free to type it in the chat and we'll be answering that after all of the presentations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for that presentation, Ina. We appreciate the very detailed presentation. And of course, we will be proceeding where we left off by Ms. Fair. And again, if you have any questions for Fanshawe or for Sue, leave it in the comment section and then we'll get back to them later. Okay, Ms. Fair, are you there?
Yes, thank you very much. Can you hear me? Thank you, Andre. I apologize
Yes.
about that. Yes.
No worries.
And yeah, thank you, Ina, especially for introducing Ontario. So yes, welcome again to Sue, specifically in Sault Ste. Marie. So as I was talking a while ago, I believe I was on the slide with the industries existing in the community. So Sault Ste. Marie it's the home of the Great Forestry Research Center in Canada. It's also the head office of the Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation, and it houses multiple tech startups and, of course, Algoma Steel. So by looking at this list, you will understand which employment or which jobs are really in demand in Northern Ontario. So mostly, as you can see, it belongs to engineering technology, natural environment, even healthcare, and of course, manufacturing, right? So for the college, like Fanshawe, we're also one of the 24 public colleges in Ontario. We've been there for over 50 years, providing education excellence from different disciplines. And of course, we're still number one when it comes to student satisfaction across the 24 public colleges. We have 3 campuses. So main campus will be in Sault Ste. Marie. We have one in Brampton and then the other one in downtown Toronto. So if you have relatives in the Greater Toronto area, it's worth checking Brampton and Toronto campuses. So for Filipino students, we're waiving the IELTS to all programs, no exception, and of course the application fee. We also have available entry language and academic scholarships that you can apply to. There are over 55 programs that you can enroll, and all of these are PGWP qualified. Some of these will have applied learning, which is either co-op, placement, or internship. And of course, we have a very good support to our international students, not only with academics or extracurricular, but also with employment. And we make sure that you will be able to get seats in highly demand programs, especially in engineering and health. And another reason you might want to consider the community and our college is the PR pathway or the permanent residency pathway. So we're one of the 11 communities chosen for the rural and northern immigration pilot. So this is a PR pathway that you can check. And this is for you to study in Sault for 2 or more years. After that, you can check for jobs that is related to the occupations being in demand by the community. If you have a job offer, you can do your assessment to the Economic Development Council of Sault Ste. Marie. And if you pass, they will be the one to refer you to IRCC for your PR. So we're the first community to implement RNIP and also the first community to receive successful PR applicants who are graduates of Sault College. If you want to know more about this, you can definitely check welcome to ssm.com/RNIP. So please also check with Kanata this coming months because we will be doing an RNIP session and they will be the ones to know when is that. So please make sure that you definitely communicate with them. So I was talking about the support that we provide to our students. When it comes to employment, we have our student job center. So this is a place where you can do your job search activities. Okay, so we have part-time jobs on campus, okay, that you can apply to. So you can do 10 hours on campus part-time and then 20 hours off campus part-time. That's fine. Okay, so there are jobs available for all students on campus and of course in our community. And after graduation, you can definitely depend to Sault by going to our Employment Solutions Department. So this is to make sure that you'll be able to be connected with employers, not only in Sault Ste. Marie, but also across Ontario, even across Canada. And aside from the employment, we also have a very strong academic support because like Ina said, we want you to succeed once you are in Canada. We have dedicated academic counselors that you can check. And of course, free tutors and even English writing support. If you want to become a tutor or an academic counselor as part of your on-campus part-time jobs, you're welcome to apply. As well, we have our extracurricular activities. And we also do free airport pickups. It depends on your campus. If you're going to Brampton or Toronto, it will be at Toronto Pearson International Airport. If you're going to the main campus, it will be at Sault Ste. Marie International Airport. And when it comes to accommodation, we have a student residence in our main campus in Sault. And this will be the amount depending on the intake. It will include almost everything except for the meals. If you want to add the meals, it will be around 1,400 to 1,600 Canadian dollars per academic year. The one academic year is 8 months. If you don't want this, we can assist you with homestay. If you still don't want that, then we will definitely assist you with off-campus housing. So for Toronto and Brampton campuses, we don't have a student residence, but we will definitely assist you to check for accommodations across those cities. Now, let's go to our programs. Okay, so we offer undergraduate and graduate certificate programs. So for the undergraduate, we have college certificate, diploma, advanced diploma, and bachelor's degree. So as you can see, we have different disciplines that you can choose from. From the Philippines, there's a lot of students checking the School of Business, where you can find business accounting, community services, where Early childhood education is in demand. We also have culinary management, engineering technology that will include mechanical engineering, manufacturing, even civil engineering, technician, and of course, health programs that is very popular in the Philippines. This will cover occupational therapy assistant, practical nursing, even PSW, and media and design that will cover digital film production and graphic design, as well as our School of Natural Environment. So some of these programs will have placement or co-op. And like Fanshawe, we also have 3 intakes in a year. Fall is for September, winter is for January, and summer is for May. So for 2023, we are open for January 2023 intake or winter intake. We will open for May by the end of July. So please check with Kanata for the updated list of programs that we're offering. And because for January 2023 intake, some of these programs are getting full. So if you really want to apply, please make haste. All right, so these are just few of the diploma degree program that we offer. So these are just highlights. We still have a long list, don't worry. So as you can see, we only have 2 bachelor's degree, which is engineering. The focus is mechatronics, and a Bachelor of Science in nursing. And with that, you can see in the applied learning, the co-op and the placement. So in Sault College, the difference is the co-op is paid, the placement is not paid. But both, you need to finish them in order to graduate. Okay, so this is part of your curriculum. You don't need additional semester or additional year to finish it. Okay, so you can see the tuition fees there. It really depends on the program, but it's pretty competitive. And for now, I would say that the personal and developmental support services, January intake in Toronto is still open, as well as the early childhood education, computer programming in Toronto, and business. Okay, so for the graduate certificate programs, we have programs in business, engineering, technology, health sciences, IT, and natural environment. Most of our graduate certificate programs are 1 year. We only have 3 graduate certificate programs that are 2 years: global business management, cybersecurity, and healthcare leadership. So we have what we call the 1+1. This is taking 2 one-year graduate certificate programs. So that's 2 years of study. And you can apply to qualify for up to 3-year PGWP. So let's check some of the highlighted programs in the graduate certificate. Right, so like I mentioned, we have the GBM or Global Business Management, and this is open in our main and Toronto campus. Main Toronto and Brampton campus for January 2023 intake, as well as the Hospitality and Tourism Management is open in our main campus for January, and the Public Relations and Events Management. Okay, so most of our programs are open during the fall intake, especially in the main campus. All right, so for our admissions, if you're applying for the certificate, diploma, or bachelor's degree, we will need you to be at least a high school graduate. So meaning you should have finished at least 12 years of high school. If you're coming from the old curriculum, at least 2 years in college. Okay, so if you graduated bachelor's, that's good. You can still apply for a diploma or even certificate programs. Now, for the graduate certificate, you need to be a bachelor's degree holder. Depending on the program that you're applying for, we might need you to be, we might need your degree to be the same. So for example, you're applying for cybersecurity, we will need you to be a graduate of anything related to IT or computer. If you're applying for healthcare leadership, it should be related to anything health courses or health programs. Okay, so we will be needing your diploma and transcripts, course, and of course, the resume is required for the graduate certificate programs. Again, we don't need the medium of instruction, okay? But if you have it, you can submit it. Now, for the certificate, diploma, bachelor's, we will need your high school documents, okay? We will also need your valid passport, marriage certificate, if applicable. Or if you change your name, we will need a name change document. Right. So for the fees, again, you've seen the application fees waived. You've seen the tuition fees around 16,500 to 19,900 Canadian dollars per year. This is good for 2 semesters. It will also include your ancillary fees. So ancillary fees are like miscellaneous fees. Okay. So this will include your health insurance for 1 year and other fees that you will need to pay within your academic year, but it will not include the books. Okay, so the books, you will need to pay that separately once you are registered in the college. Okay, so other fees that you might want to consider: living cost, the rent, the bus pass. We also have a special bus pass to our students in the main campus. And this is the price that you see here is just an estimate, but as you can see, Toronto will definitely be more expensive as compared to Sault, or even as compared to Brampton. So for our scholarship for the Philippines, we have an automatic entry scholarship, which is 2,000 Canadian dollars. This is for the first year only, spread across 2 semesters. The only requirement is you need to meet the program requirements. So you need to apply for a program. Once you receive your letter of acceptance, the 2,000 Canadian dollars will be deducted. Okay, we also have the language scholarship. Again, we're waiving the IELTS to any programs, no exception. But if you have IELTS, academic or general, 6.5, no band lower than 6, or PTE 65 across all competencies, you will get additional 1,000 Canadian dollars. And this will be reflected in your letter of acceptance. So if you're applying for the January 2023 intake, and you're going to apply for either mechanical engineering technician manufacturing or graduate certificate in hospitality and tourism, there will be an additional 1,000 Canadian dollars. Okay. So if you're a female and you're applying for the mechanical engineering technician, additional 1,000 Canadian dollars. So this is just to make sure that we have huge diversity in our classrooms, and we wanted more female international students who are able to apply in our mechanical engineering technician program. Right. So for the academic scholarship, you can check this once you are in campus, because this is provided per department. It depends on your department, what are the requirements, but definitely you can apply during your 2nd semester. Okay, so before I go ahead and then check with your questions, let me just share with you a short video from one of our recently graduated students, Carl, for Natural Environment Technician.
Mabuhay! Welcome to the amazing Sault College!
Sault College gave me the boost to set my first meaningful marks here in Canada. It gave me a smooth transition to a new environment. And as you can see behind me, Sault Ste. Marie is the perfect place for great nature views, and which fits into my program, Natural Environment Technician. I've been fortunate enough to work part-time for the college by being an international student assistant, a student enrollment assistant, a peer tutor for the School of Natural Environment, and a pre-arrival leader. And I could say first-hand experience that the college is doing its best for the welfare of its students. So to all of you Filipinos out there planning to study at Sault College, don't hesitate anymore. It's the right place to be, and you're going to be amazing at Sault College.
All right, so thank you very much. And if you want to check us, we are on social media as well. You can also check our website, saultcollege.ca/international. Thank you, Andre, and thank you to our participants.
Okay, thank you for that, Ms. Fair. Okay, everyone, leave your questions in the comments if you have any. We will be proceeding to that after the presentation of Sir Christian Roy Cruz. So Christian, are you ready for the presentation?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I'll share my screen. All right. So guys, good evening. I'm Roy Cruz, one of the education counselors of Kanata. So for our today's overview, we will share who we are, what services we offer, uh, what's in there in the Canada, process where to start, student life opportunities, and what's next after your studies. So about us, Kanata means village or coming together. That Canada originates the word. Okay, agency. We are one of the leading educational agency for Manila with 5 years experience in visa processing and student consultation, and we are working directly with the schools. Our mission is to help students achieve their dream by providing our services at no extra cost. So we provide free assessments to students prior to applications, and we represent you to the school directly. We provide comprehensive list of requirements for the documentation, and we assist you until your visa processing. About Canada, Canada is the second largest country by land with 10 provinces, 3 territories, and 4 regions. So it has an international accreditation, affordable comparing to US, UK, or Australia, diverse culture and society, health and safe community, and global education. We have also exciting campus environments, world-class innovative education, possible migration, and unlimited opportunities. So here are the benefits of an international student. But before that, we have to always remember that the benefits has, regulations that needs to be followed. So always enroll at the DLI or designated learning institute. Make progress towards completing your program. Respect the conditions of your permit. Stop studying if you do not meet the requirements, and leave Canada when your permit expires. So do not overstay. So here's the first benefit. You can work while you're studying. On campus, off campus, or co-op. So on campus, you don't need a work permit. You just have to be a full-time student and has a valid student permit. While in off campus, the program should started already, or you are enrolled in a program. While co-op is incorporated with the program. It's like an internship or OJT sa term natin. Could be paid or not paid. Here's the restriction for working while you're studying. You have 20 hours during your school semester, and then or what we call part-time, and then you can work 40 hours during semestral breaks, holiday breaks, or full-time. Next is the what we call postgraduate work permit. So if your program has an 8-month duration, you are not eligible for a PGWP. However, for 1-year program, you are eligible for a 1-year program, 1-year postgraduate work permit also. But if you have 2 years program, you are eligible up to 3 years postgraduate work permit. So another benefit is you can bring your dependents. So you can bring your spouse or your common law partner, and also you can bring your children. So what are the documents needed for you to start your application? So you need your valid passport, birth certificate, school credentials, certificate of employment, valid IDs or IELTS result if applicable, and then your resume. So here's the process. So one is you need to consult with your counselor, gather and submit the required documents for your chosen program in school, apply to a designated learning institute, and wait for the letter of acceptance. And then after that, so from your letter of acceptance, you have to confirm and pay your tuition fee. Get a medical test, and then complete all the visa requirements. Lastly, we will submit your visa application. So here's the two types of visa application. So we have the regular stream, most preferred option of visa application of students. And next is the study direct stream, the straightforward or hassle-free type of application. So in comparison with the two, we have regular stream that you need a sponsor from, which is a proof of financial capacity, which is 1 year tuition fee and 1 year living cost. While in the study direct stream, you have to purchase guaranteed investment certificate. So with regular stream, you only need to pay 1 year, 1 semester tuition fee, while in study direct stream, you have to pay 1 year tuition fee. So, regular stream doesn't require IELTS, while study direct stream requires IELTS result with no lower than 6.0. And then they both require LOA from school, study plan, and proof of identity. So what services we offer? So free assessment, unlimited consultation, free assistance. So you just need your passport, resume, your academic transcripts, and security deposit. So security deposit is consumable for your visa application fees and biometrics fees. So we don't collect any processing fees. So make sure to give us a follow on our socials. And here's our contact details. We are located at the Enterprise Tower 2, Ayala Avenue Corner, Paseo de Rojas in Makati City. And of course, we have a YouTube channel that usually we provide student success stories, tips and tricks for your application, and program recommendations. So please make sure to give us a follow in our socials and then YouTube channel so you can learn more about Study in Canada programs. So to Canada, through Kanata. We are open for your Q&As. Andre?
Okay. Thank you so much, Sir Roy. Again, everyone, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the section, comment section below. Okay, we will now proceed with the Q&A. Okay, the first one here, this is basically a program recommendation. But yes, Lillian is asking for how about radiologic technology course? Okay, so for program recommendations, we usually recommend that you book a consultation with us. Our administrator will post the link where you can book our consultations, and then you can set a schedule there, and then we can compromise on a meeting. Okay, someone asked, is there an age limit? Okay, well, I think I can answer this one. There is technically no age limit. You can apply whenever you want, depending on your specific course, because some courses do like their do prefer mature students over the younger ones. So there's technically, it is still possible to apply even though you're a mature student. Okay. How about you, Roy? Any questions on your end?
Yeah.
Roy, I think you're muted. There we go.
Okay. I have a question here for high school graduates or senior high graduates. Do you require any additional documents for Miss Fair? And
High school graduate, K to 12?
yeah.
Senior high, yes. So they can apply to any of our certificate, college certificate, diploma, advanced diploma, or bachelor's degree programs. So we will need only their high school transcript and diploma. So it will depend on the program they're applying to. We might need to check the transcript if it will meet the minimum requirements, especially for the different courses or subjects. Example, biology for practical nursing or Bachelor of Science in Nursing, or the other sciences like chemistry and physics. Thank you.
Sina?
Yeah, so same with Sue. Senior high school documents, transcript, diploma will do. If you're applying for a program in health, we might need to check the health science courses in your transcript. In terms of application, you can apply to us if you're in the last semester of grade 12. Um, your letter of acceptance will be conditional because you have yet to finish your last semester in grade 12 and get the diploma. But at least you can secure it because if you will wait for your graduation, it will take a while and it might be too close to the start of intake.
Thank you, Andre.
Okay. A question on one of the comment sections says that do the documents need to be red ribbon? So red ribbon, if for those who don't know, these is a certification, I believe, by the DFA. So, Miss Fair and Miss Ina, what do you have to say for that?
No, not necessarily. Since you're going to pursue, by the way, for Filipino applicants, we don't accept direct applications. So you really need to go through Kanata. If the document is coming from Kanata, you don't need a red ribbon or anything like that. So as
Okay.
long as Kanata is able to submit that in our system, we will definitely check it and we will definitely provide the letter of acceptance without conditions. Thank you.
Okay. How about you, Miss Ina?
Yeah, so we just need a clear scanned copy of your documents because everything is done online.
Okay. Okay. Any questions on your end, Roy?
Yes. For this one, do you have what are the available part-time work opportunities around the area for Miss Ina? And
Yes, so for part-time opportunities, we have many of our students doing part-time job off campus. So they can work in clinics as clerks. A lot of them are actually in restaurants, in actually in malls, and also in some pharmacy and groceries. So as you may know, if you as a student, as an international student, you can only work 20 hours per week. So the employer should know your priorities, and they have to work around your class schedule when they give you the work schedule.
Right. So same with us. There's a lot of opportunities as well off campus. So mainly it's in the service industry in Sault Ste. Marie. There are very also in healthcare, and there are very few in the manufacturing engineering industries. But like I mentioned a while ago, you can do on-campus jobs. We have a lot of on-campus jobs. For example, student assistant, peer tutor. If you've seen the video of Carl, so he's one of the international students who had part-time jobs in the different departments. So that is available to our international students as well. You just need to check with the Student Job Center. Thank you.
thank you, Andre.
Okay. I have a question here. I am an old high school graduate, but I took TESDA, multiple TESDA certificates. So will they be accredited? Okay. I think we'll start with Miss Ina.
Yes. So for the TESDA or NC 123 certificates, we cannot accept it as alternative for your academic credential. You still have to take general arts and science as a required course for you before you can proceed to a post-secondary program.
Okay.
Right. So for us, pursue, unfortunately, we cannot take it as a replacement as well, but we also don't offer the general arts and science for your case because what we will need is at least 2 years in college or university or 2 years in TESDA. One program for 2 years in TESDA. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I have a question here. My son will be only grade 12 this coming August 22. When, which is the right month to or time to apply? I think I can answer this one. Well, it really depends when your son is gonna be graduating. If your son is, let's say, gonna be graduating on somewhere around July, um, I would advise he would apply somewhere for May or January the following year. That way, you'll have enough time to gather your documents and submit them through us so that we can process it and give some time for the release of the LOA and the visa processing results. Okay. How about you, Roy?
For applicants, do you require any grade requirements for their transcripts? How about for failing grades, something like that?
For Fanshawe, graduate certificates normally GPA, cumulative GPA of 2.5. For the grade equivalency in the Philippines is around 60 to 70 over 100.
Okay. Ms. Fair?
For us, it's almost the same, but we actually look at as long as you have your diploma and transcript for the graduate certificate. But for the other programs, for example, practical nursing, bachelor's degree, engineering or nursing, we will be needing at least a GPA of 2.5 to 3. So at least 82 to 85 equivalency in the Philippines. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fair. Thank you, Ms. Ina. Andre?
Okay. I have another one here. Okay. Do both of the schools have affiliates or business partners where they will be placed for work or co-op? Okay. I think we'll start with Ms. Fair.
So we have two applied learning components here. So we have the placement. We have placement centers and placement officers who will assist you for your placement if your program has a placement. For the co-op, we have existing partners, partner employers that you can apply to, but you can also check for an employer who is willing to pay for your co-op. So again, the students will be the one to apply, okay, for the co-op or the placement. So once again, not all of our programs will have this applied learning component. So you need to check, but mostly for business programs, we don't have placement or co-op for business programs. So mostly it's in the health, engineering, natural environment programs. Thank you.
Okay. How about you, Miss Ina?
So actually, it's almost the same in all schools in Canada. If we offer placement and co-op opportunities for students, we have to make sure that we have support for them. So we have partners. Our partners are actually in the south and western part of Ontario. For hospitality, you can actually go for placements outside the province. So we have several students who are getting their externship in Alberta, especially the Banff area. So because that's a very tourist site. So those are the opportunities for you. But again, majority of our programs have placements and co-op, but there are some that won't have those placements and co-op.
Okay, thank you for those answers. Christian Roy Cruz, do you have any questions on your end?
Yes. For lodging assistance, do you provide recommended or suggested locations or providers on campus or off campus for their board and lodging? Let's start with Miss Ina.
Yes, we do. We have in-campus accommodation, but that is for single students. without pets and without any kid or without any kid or pets. For off-campus accommodation, near I think weeks before the start of the program, we have pre-departure orientation, and we also have the Fanshawe Cares team doing several info sessions about what you have to expect upon arriving, and that includes accommodation. So this info session will explain what do you have to look for accommodation, the important parts of the lease that you have to sign, the usual payment terms when you're about to pay off your rent and whatnot, and the support that we can provide to you when looking for accommodation.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so same way with us, we also have information sessions on this, but like I mentioned a while ago, it depends on your campus. If you're going to Toronto or Brampton, we don't have a student residence, but we have an accommodation team who can assist you for accommodations. But however, normally for our students from the Philippines going to Toronto or Brampton, they have relatives or they have friends or acquaintances in those cities. So, but if you still intend to get help from us, we will definitely assist you with that. In the main campus in Sault Ste. Marie, we have our own student residence. The price is pretty good because it will include everything that you will need except for the meals, and the meals are quite cheap if you're going to add them. But this is only good for single students. If you have a family, we can definitely assist you for off-campus housing. We also have a team in Sault Ste. Marie who can check your preferred accommodations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I have a question here. Is it advisable to take the diploma program even if you already finished a postgraduate program here in the Philippines? I think we can answer this by we usually recommend if you're a bachelor's degree graduate, I would or a master's degree for that matter. We really recommend going for a separate postgraduate. Or if you're going to be going for a college level degree, make sure it's not the same study that you've taken here in the Philippines, just to avoid redundancies when it comes to study. And it's also dependent on how you will justify it on your statement of purpose or SOP. Regarding that, we do also offer assistance in constructing and building up your study plan. So if you're interested, please book a consultation with us. Okay. How about you, Roy?
I have a question here. What is the turnaround time for the process of LOA?
Okay, so for Sue, as long as your documents are complete, anyway, Kanata is very good when it comes to documentation. So as long as it's complete, we'll be able to give you the letter of acceptance in 3 to 5 business days. If it's not, and our admissions will need more information or more documents, it will take maybe up to 3 weeks. Okay, so thank you.
For Fanshawe, once that you submit your documents to Kanata, we can issue your LOA within 1 to 4 business days.
Thank you. There's a follow-up. There's another question. I think I can answer this. How much is the overall expenses before we can start processing? For this one, it really depends if you will bring your dependents or if you're it will be single application. So it really depends. So please book a consultation call with us so we can assess your application, your case, or your account. So and then there's another one here. If you get 1 year course in Canada, and then 1 year full-time work after that, you will be staying in Canada. Can the students apply for permanent resident? For this one, we can directly answer this because it's more of a immigration concern. So please consult an immigration lawyer for this one. for this concern. So how about you, Andre?
Okay, I have a question here. They're asking, what type of facilities are there in the schools, and is there a limit on how you can use them? I think he's referring to like gyms or courts or tennis courts, like extracurricular facilities. So, are there any? Is there any limit on how you can use them? Let's start with Miss Ina.
Actually, there's no limit. Of course, pag close, hindi ka na pwede pumasok. Even sometimes during holidays, especially the breaks, close to campus, but there's a separate entrance for the gym. So you can still access that one. Just present your Fanshawe, then your
So yes, we have our own gym and indoor facilities. It's also it's also unlimited, really. But one good thing that you might want to check once you are in Sault Ste. Marie is the ski resort. So we provide for our new students, we have free skiing pass. So I hope you will take advantage of that. We have that. And also we have our own waterfront. So this is for any water activities that we have in Sault Ste. Marie. Some of them it will also be free, but I think during your second semester, it will be discounted. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for those answers. Roy, do you have any questions on your end?
Um, none so far, actually.
Okay. I think we have time for one last question here. Someone is asking, we already have a relative residing in Canada. Would this be a disadvantage or an advantage? Okay, when it comes to that, well, having a relative in Canada can definitely be an advantage, since you can say that they'll accommodate your let's say lodgings or help alleviate the expenses. So there are some let's say cases where having too many relatives can be detrimental. That could be a reason for having strong family ties in Canada. But for more details on that, we really recommend that you book a consultation for us, for Kanata, so that we can answer your questions in detail, and any other pending questions that you might have on mind. Okay. Well, I think that does it for today's Q&A portion. Thank you so very much for everyone who attended this meeting. Thank you so much to our representatives, to Sir Roy, and to, I hope you all have a wonderful evening ahead. Again, book a consultation if you want to get into detail on how to process your student application to Canada. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Have a great night
everyone.
ahead.
Thank you, Ina. Thank you, Andre, Christian.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.